Hello everybody, this is Antinatalist, and with me here today for the interview is Mayil, and we met through Facebook. We are friends on Facebook, and he's a member of a couple of my Facebook groups, and we are in Toronto where he resides, and we met up and we're going to do an interview today. So let's start off by saying that Mayil is from Chennai, India. And how long have you been in Toronto?
I've been in Toronto and Canada for more than 3 years.
More than 3 years. And you're an architect, right?
Yeah, I'm a software architect.
Software architect.
Yeah,
see, I didn't even know that there was software. I'm thinking of like the creators of, buildings and residences.
This one we create websites. Architect, how it, not the designing part, but how the development should go. That kind of architecture we do, the program architecture.
See, it's complicated. So I learned something.
Yeah.
Mayil has told me that he downloads Stop Having Kids graphics from their website, and him and his wife do street outreach with the signs that he's created from these downloads. And so you print out the paper and you put it on cardboard?
Yeah, actually, since we have to manage with a limited budget, right? So what we do is we go to shops like Staples and stuff, and we print out in a bigger sheet, and we put it on a cardboard. And what we do is simple stuff is it's very difficult to hold the thing for a long time, and if we hold it, it will be only one we can hold, right? And some people put it on the roads, but for putting it as a stand, you need to have the stand and everything. Prepare those things. It's again costs more actually, and it takes more space practically in our homes, because we stay in a small condo. So what I did was this was my wife's idea. So she puts 2 holes in it, and we tie a thread and put it on our
yes, that's a good idea.
on our neck. So what happens is I'll put in front and back. So we can have 2 things.
That is a very good idea.
And in the hands we have smaller boards which we can easily hold. So basically we have multiple things, and nothing will be on the road, because especially Toronto, it's very crowded, because we do outreach in the downtown area. There will be other people who are walking, and it will be very crowded. So if you put something there, it will be problematic for the traffic, and they may step into it. So if we have it on ourselves, it's very easy to, and it's eye-catchy. People will come to us. Actually.
And you know what? And that's a good way. It's a passive way of outreaching to the public, because your back has a message. It's just like wearing a T-shirt.
Yeah.
With a message like "Stop having kids." The back and the front is visible. So even when your back is turned to somebody, you're still getting you're getting more bang for the buck.
Yes.
You're double dipping, but
And especially I have found some cases where people wantedly come and stand in front of me, so that others cannot see the board. So what happens is I'll have something in the back. So this has happened actually recently.
Wow.
Yeah, people stood in front of me. They didn't do anything. I was just asking.
They were being passive aggressive.
Yeah, passive aggressive.
Trying to block you.
Yeah, they were just saying I'm just standing, so I couldn't do anything because it's a public right. So what I did, from the back, many people were seeing, so I didn't have any problem.
I guess you could just make a circle. And you could just walk around in a circle and have those people try and block you if they're going to be like that.
Yeah. So that is it.
Now, how much was the paper printout from Staples? And you just do one side of the board?
Black. I did it in black because that's what is available.
Oh, black and white. Yes. Yes.
Black and white. So yeah, it was. I forgot the measurement, but it will be this big. It will be considerable size. Not very heavy and not too small also.
And how much money?
I printed around 6 boards. It took me around $120.
120.
20, because it was the size was bigger.
120 Canadian dollars.
Canadian dollars, yes.
So that's like maybe $100 American dollars.
Yes.
That's affordable.
Yeah.
So I bought some signs from Stop Having Kids founder, and I just gave him some money for some because he had already printed them. And when I flew on this trip, I actually brought some because I'm going to Niagara today, and I want to do some outreach. but I was charged $30 from the airline. But it's not an airline I usually fly on. So yeah, there's always money involved in activism,
Yes.
and we just don't get a lot of support from other people. People like what we're doing and they appreciate what we're doing, but they don't often send money or donate.
So yeah, so basically I personally, luckily I'm kind of doing well now, so I don't, actually some people wanted to give. Actually I
that's
didn't take
good.
it, yeah, because I wanted them to not have any kind of pressure or something to give. I wanted them to listen to my words. That should be enough for me. That's a approach I took actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we wanted to do in a larger picture, I think volunteers needs money. Other volunteers, some may not be so financially well off, right? So they cannot do.
Yeah.
So in those cases, money is very much required.
And how many people have you, other than your wife, how many people have attended these protests?
There were 5 others who attended in downtown last year. Last year, yeah, 5 others.
Were they Indian?
No, all Canadians, and most of them were Canadians. Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of Indian people are joining antinatalist ranks on Facebook.
In Calcutta, Stop Having Cats is very active in
Yes,
Calcutta, India,
yes.
and Bangladesh, which is neighboring.
Bangladesh. I know somebody from Bangladesh.
Yeah, and they actually it has published in their newspapers also. Stop Having Kids. It's called the channel is called Bengali Antinatalists.
And they're not censoring these publications.
No.
Oh,
Bengalis Antinatalists, that group is.
very good.
It has come up in the paper. So it's they're
yeah,
doing very good.
I'm a part of their group.
You're a part of them,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's in their own language. I think the Facebook group. Yeah,
It's a language called Bengali.
yeah. But I think you can translate it because I do go on there occasionally, or I get notifications.
Yeah.
Very good. And okay, before we did this interview, Mayil had told me that his wife is kind of an introvert. Now, she protests with him occasionally, and they go downtown Toronto. Tell me what she does to obscure herself and to give more privacy to her.
Yeah. My wife is as I told her, she's a extreme introvert, and she doesn't want people to see her face, even as a photo. Not only this protest, even normally she doesn't like anyone taking photos. But she is very much into this antinatalism. So what she does is she puts the COVID masks and coolers, and she puts a cap, so nobody can recognize her. However close up they took the photos.
Now, does she use sunglasses?
Yeah,
sunglasses. Okay.
Sunglasses and a
that's good.
cap. So this might be useful for anyone who is not only her. Actually, she learned this from other anti-natalist girls who didn't want to show their faces, especially for women who want to do outreach. Many people do not come for outreach because not for any other reason. They have time and money, but due to privacy reasons they don't come. But I think any such people can follow this approach. Whether it's a girl or a boy, they can have a COVID mask and coolers, so your face will be almost obscured.
Yeah, so there you go, folks. If you're too shy about getting that first step forward, just put on a baseball cap, wear long sleeves, wear a mask, sunglasses, and there you have it. Put your hair back. I know sometimes when I protest locally, because I just don't, people know who I am because I'm very visible, but sometimes I just put my hair back and I wear a cap or something, just so if they're trying to photograph me and bash me online, I'm not that visible, because I know people do want to take pictures and expose me, but I'm already exposed. I'm known worldwide and locally too, so it just gives people less of a chance to bully.
Yes.
What do you enjoy from doing street outreach and activism?
Okay, so I'm an atheist, antinatalist, and nihilist.
Okay.
So what it means is, before I came into antinatalism, as I told, I was a nihilist, right? So according to me, life doesn't have any meaning, and so since it doesn't have any meaning, any activity which we do is not going to have any impact. That's what my thought process is. But I found that even though life doesn't have meaning, one thing is real. which is pain. So pain is real. We can feel pain, right? So something has to be done to reduce the pain. If humanity goes extinct today, billions of future humans will be saved from eventual pain.
Yes.
But anyway, humanity will go extinct after some thousand years or million years if we don't have antinatalist. But within that period, millions and billions of babies would have been born, and we would have killed trillions of farm animals for our benefit.
Yes.
So basically, when we stop that activity, we are stopping that pain. So that gives
Yes.
meaning actually. So that is what makes me do activism for antinatalism, and by doing that, I think there is a small percentage of meaning of reducing pain. Otherwise, life
Yeah.
doesn't have any meaning. So
No, I totally agree. So your objective is preventative. Like it's a prevention.
Yes.
You know what? When you're describing this to me, and I want to tell everybody that we only briefly went over a few questions. I don't really know his perspective until now, so this is very candid and live. But while he was describing this, it was kind of like saving money, and like, you know, as a kid having a piggy bank,
yeah.
like if you don't start saving now, a year from now, you're not going to have $50 or $100. But if you start saving now and putting your pennies and your nickels and your dollars, by the end of the year, you're going to make progress. So same with antinatalism, the earlier that we start promoting ceasing of reproduction, the farther we're going to get in the future from completely stopping this insanity.
Yes. This we are just putting out our thoughts. Definitely, this will one day become a reality.
It is. And you know what? I heard something the other day, and this really clicked. There was a parent who was made aware of antinatalism, and they used the idiom, "The cat is out of the bag now."
Yeah.
So it really is. You know that idiom.
Yes.
So it is totally out of the bag. Antinatalism and the word has been shared on Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, everywhere. So this is something that you can't put back in the bag because it's already exposed. I mean, this is the truth. It is irrefutable, and like once children and teenagers hear this, they will forever have that thought in their minds.
They cannot unhear it.
No, you cannot unhear antinatalism.
Yeah.
And so I'm very candid, I'm very vocal. Locally, you know, I'm about to put up my natalist graveyard. Have you seen my natalist graveyard?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
You know, that's why I keep rehashing the same things online, because, you know, there's always newcomers to the philosophy, and there's always younger people who are coming of age, and there's always new people that are getting online and just being active within these groups. So there's a constant need for people who are educators and outreachers to rehash things and just bring up the what they've used previously to enlighten people to the philosophy. Now, with your outreach and your activism, have you encountered violence or negativity?
Yeah, not violence. Actually, luckily, I did not face any violence. But people who joined with me, they told earlier in their previous outreaches, they had faced kind of bullying actually. But I personally did not face any bullying except for passive aggression, as I told somebody standing in front, and some people coming and saying, already that person was having 2 kids in his hand. He's saying, I'm on the way to have my 3rd kid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's almost like they are punishing us.
Yeah.
They're punishing
Yeah,
their
they're
children.
punishing themselves.
And like it's no skin off our backs.
Yeah.
We're not going to change the diapers or hear the crying or have to put them through, school or have to
what's
rescue
their
them.
suffering?
Yeah, we don't have to rescue them from mental illness or drug addiction or jail. It's on them. It's like they're not harming us whatsoever, and they don't get it. It's almost like I think a lot of people assume that we hate children.
Yes.
And we just don't want anybody born, and we hate children, and they don't look deeper. Like they get triggered. They they have that knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
They get so angry, and I know a lot of times when I had protested, we've been called assholes,
Okay.
children haters, pretty much assholes, pretty much
Yeah.
the common.
Okay. Yeah, because as you told, right, that person who is telling he's going to harm himself and his future people, but he's thinking he's taking revenge on me. So I just laughed it off. Actually.
I know.
But I was literally worried about his future, but I don't know how to stop it. So yeah,
No.
I can just say.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes like when you're doing outreach, like you want to talk to these people in depth, but when they're just throwing punches at us, you can't even reach their mind.
Yeah.
They are attacking us. They're angry. They're hateful. They may say, "Oh, you're fat. Oh, you're ugly. Oh, you're short. Oh, you're yeah." They attack things that don't even address the core.
Yeah.
And like anybody can do that. Anybody can say you're old, you're ugly, you're fat, you're skinny, you're tall. I mean, where does that end? That's just
Because they don't have their philosophy strong, so they cannot do that. So that's why they attack the weaker parts.
right. Yeah,
They don't have anything to talk, so they go
No.
to the easier ones.
yes,
Like,
yes.
that's the
and they
point.
throw like personal offenses. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean the sexist words that I've been called. And,
Actually, what I will try to say this. If somebody tells that, nobody has told me. Actually, I'm waiting for someone to tell. What I will tell them is exactly what you told. Okay, you are telling me that I'm dark or something. This is what I don't want your child to face.
bullying.
Any body born will have some kind of bullying like this. What
Yes.
you're doing me. I
Everybody.
don't want your baby to face that.
Yeah.
Let it end with me.
Yes, that's very good.
That's what I will tell.
And when me and Dietz, who's a founder of Stop Having Kids, when we were doing activism in Pittsburgh at Picklesburg, people tell us to go kill ourselves. And his response to that was, would you tell your own child to go kill themselves? Because we're somebody's child. So we were babies once, we were children, and we're now activists, and we're trying to educate people. And we do it passively, like we're not holding signs calling people, asshole, you've got 2 kids, you're an asshole. We don't do that, but they do that to us.
So this question has come up, go kill yourself. What I'll tell is, actually I'll try to make them understand that there is a difference between killing ourselves and not being born. They don't understand that. What I try to tell them is, okay, today if I try to kill myself, my instinct will stop me from doing that because I am bound by survival instincts, right?
Yeah,
So
survival instincts.
that survival instincts will
prevents
kick
us.
in and prevents us. That's what I don't want to happen for the future babies. So the future babies have a choice not to be born. So that is easier. But stopping killing ourselves will not solve anything. So that's not a solution.
And there's so much harm to the people. Like for instance, in your life, your family members, your wife, your job. That's a negative.
Actually our point is not about killing somebody or ending somebody's life. It's about the whole picture. It's about totally not having babies. So that's what I'll try to convey to them and tell them that this will not solve what we are trying to say.
I know. I even had a parent once, and she told me, she said, well, if you're so disgusted with life, and then you always have an option to get out. And true, we have an option, but our survival instincts kick in and prevent us. And then also there's that fear of death, and everybody unanimously will have the fear of death. And so
and it will not solve anything.
exactly,
Okay.
it's
Today-
only going to extinguish our life.
Yeah, our life.
It's not going to prevent other people from being born.
Actually, what I'm trying to say is, I'm already in a hell. Okay, I'm in a hell. I'm trying to not people to bring into this hell. I'm asking them to stop. But what you are saying is, you are in the hell. You go deep into that. Okay, I'm ready to go deep into the hell. Will it stop somebody from coming into this hell? No, right? So, actually, I want to live longer and do more activism because I'm already born. Anyway, I'm already born. I'm already in hell. So I want to do it more and I want to live more. So I try to keep myself healthy and do this for as long as possible and save as many babies as possible.
I feel the same way. I'm very identical to your perspective. Now, can you tell me, like, is there one aspect about life that you do consider it a hell? Is it wage slavery? Is it just freedoms that you don't have as a human being, or is it pain situations? Is it just fear of the future? Is it anxiety? Is it
Okay. Life by itself is hell. Why? Is simple as that. I'll give a small example. I have a cat, and being with my cat is my heaven actually. For me.
yeah.
But I have to feed my cat chicken, and for that I have to kill hens.
Yeah.
And for my cat to be happy, he wants chicken. I have to kill it. So chicken will look at me as a monster, right? So any happiness which we derive comes from at the expense of other people's sorrows. So basically, it's a zero-sum game, and pain is the only constant. So today, if you go to a star hotel or a luxurious hotel, somebody would have made up the bed, and it would be very nice to sleep. But you know what? Somebody would have lost their sleep to fit that bed, make that bed, and somebody would have been bullied by their bosses for that hotel to be neat. So what I'm trying to say is, any luxury or any happiness which you have a very tasty meal, some animal would have died for that. Or you may be a vegan, but you would have taken some medicines. Those medicines would have been tested on animals. So irrespective of vegan or anything, just by existing, we are harming others. Either we harm ourselves or we harm others. So life is hell.
And even like, even in the houses that we live in, there's glue that is used in the walls and the sheetrock. There's all kinds of animal products, that you use. Whether you use just like shoe polish, some of that is made through, animal fats or, and sometimes you don't even.
This building which we are talking might have been a forest. It has been destroyed.
Yeah, it's a forest.
It might have, so many animals would have died. So
yeah.
This is Toronto. It was a marshland before. Now it's a complete city. So what does that mean? Where did the animals go?
And by driving, we're killing insects, we're killing frogs. The other day, I was riding on my street, and it was unpreventable, and it was at night, and a little raccoon was going across the road. Now, it was impossible for me to stop. I ran over the animal. I felt it, but I don't know if I ran over the tail or a leg. I don't know, but I did run over it. When I stopped to get out of the car, the animal was gone. And so I had this, I hope it was just a tail, because I don't ever remember in my life running over an animal and feeling that lump. I was just the day was going good, and then that animal came out. So yeah, by driving a car, we're killing animals.
Killing animals, and irrespective of how much happiness we have, any kind of this kind of sorrow will actually override everything. Override the happiness which we had till that. For example, that day, right? That day, whole day would have been happy, but that one instance will
will make. So pain and a lack of pleasure is more impactful, because a lot of natalists, they'll say, but you're enjoying life, you travel, you're swimming, or you're doing this, you're meeting friends, and you're healthy, and you're whatever. But the good parts of life are kind of short-lived, and the negative aspects are so long-withstanding, and they create so much turmoil.
Yeah, and people say that another question they ask is the human extinction, right? So I'll ask them only one question: how many sisters they have or brothers they have? They say maximum 1 or 2. I will tell. Actually speaking, scientifically, your parents could have had 20 to 30 babies, right?
Yeah.
So what does that mean? So are you missing all your brothers and sisters? They say no. What they say no. So that's what, because they don't exist, they don't miss anything. So if somebody is not born, you will not miss anything. So even though human goes extinct, nobody will feel anything, because there is nobody to worry about human extinction, because nobody is there.
Yeah.
So we need not worry about human extinction, because there is no strict rules that humans should be for this many million years. So there is no fixed rule or any such thing that humanity should go forever.
Yeah, exactly. And when he mentioned life being hell, I want to bring up the word deprivation. Now, as we live our lives each day, we don't think about, oh, I'm being deprived, oh, I'm so unhappy, I'm suffering. But let me tell you, the other day I had the best cookie in my entire life, and I bought this cookie at Whole Foods, and literally I could have eaten the whole box. But I bought a small portion, and I ate 2 cookies. Now, after that cookie is gone, there is a desire for more cookies. And I had no more cookies to eat. So regardless of what you're doing in life, whether you're traveling or whether you're, suntanning on a beach or whether you're eating a cookie, it's coming to an end.
Yes.
And then you want more.
Yeah, because no matter how big the universe is, we have just 4 hormones: serotonin, dopamine, and 2 more hormones. These are the ones which triggers us for more happiness, right? So when it goes down, we want more. So there will be never end for that. Actually, we will be continuously it will be like a drug. Actually, it will keep on asking for more.
Just
happiness.
like the internet, people are so addicted to the internet now they can't even put their
Dopamine
phone
rush.
down.
Yeah. So that's the kind of dopamine rush. Yeah.
Dopamine, yeah. You say dopamine, we say dopamine.
Oh, okay.
Canadian, I know.
Indian accent.
The Indians and the English have different connotations, and then Canadians are a little bit less removed, but then Americans speak kind of a different dialect. Okay, you had some questions for me, and I don't know the answers to these questions, so I'm learning as well as at the same time that we're producing this video, the answers to this questions that he wanted me to ask. How we can approach couples with kids and those who do not have kids.
Right. So especially couples who come with kids, right? First thing what we do is make them comfortable and not try to blame themselves, because especially in front of their kids, they feel attacked actually.
Yeah.
So what we need to tell them is, first thing we are telling them, some may ask them, is it not too late? I already have kids. What I try to tell them is, it's not too late, because you can suggest your kids not to do the same thing.
Yes.
That's one thing. And we can tell them that you no need to go and explain it now. Just give them an idea about what is antinatalism. Be open. Don't at least force them to have kids. You can be open, give them the details, and let them decide.
Yeah.
Same like what we do regarding religion, right? Same religion, any kind of philosophy.
Yeah.
It should be learned, not forced. So kids should be open for.
I think
everything.
religion was forced, though.
Yeah, that's what.
It was very forced.
Religion was forced.
But yeah. You could give the children all the building blocks to accept antinatalism or veganism or whatever you're trying to promote, altruism to your kids. You can give them the building blocks.
Yeah, and parents need not be ashamed of telling them about antinatalism. They need not worry that the kids might ask that why you. Even I have an answer for that. They may say, okay, if I teach antinatalism to them, they can ask back to me, why then you had kids? You have a very good answer for that, I'll tell you. Because your grandparents were not as open as your parents.
Yes.
Because you can tell your kids, my parents did not give that. Maybe they do not know that information, so they could not give it to me. Now I know the information, I give it to you. So it's up to you to decide and choose.
Cat is out of the bag.
Yeah. So you need to do that. And some people
there was more censorship in the past. Like my grandparents would never have even approached understanding or accepting antinatalism, and neither would my parents. But I'm altogether different.
Yeah. So that kind of freedom we need to give. And for people who do not have kids, they'll be a bit open, right? But some people will still have plans to have kids. They are the target people actually for us.
Yeah.
And we should focus more on them because they are going to decide, right? Some people will be in a cat on the wall, on the fence. So they are the ones we need to focus more and talk more actually.
And that's why I did my protest at the high school, or senior high.
Yeah, that's a very good thing actually. Yeah, because that's the time teen pregnancies and lots of stuff happen actually.
Yeah,
and that's a very good age to start actually.
And a lot of these people have religious influences, or they were brought up a Catholic. And they were taught, go forth and multiply, but there's a lot of antinatalist verses in the Bible. So, just from picking one verse in the Bible that tells you to multiply, and that verse was written, thousands of years ago when it wasn't even applicable. We have 8 billion people now, and people
Sorry.
No, I'm finished.
So yeah, that comes to the second question of atheists and theists, right? So we need to follow different approaches for atheists. Theists basically, because straight away, as I told, similarly to people who have kids, they may find offensive if we directly talk to them, right? Same way for theists, we should not. I'm an atheist, but I do not bring my atheist point of view into this topic much because my perspective here is about antinatalism, so that is where my focus will be. If they bring about theism, I just tell them that it is off topic. And another thing what I try to tell them is, irrespective of you being a theist or an atheist, even though if you don't have kids, that doesn't mean you are disrespecting God, because you are going to follow whatever religion you are going to follow. Same question which I told you are not going to have 30 or 40 kids just because you can have, right? You are having 2 kids and not having 30 kids. What we are telling is, don't have those 2 kids also. That's it. Nothing against God or nothing against religion.
Yes, and there's nothing in the Bible that
Yeah.
tells you not to have children.
Because Jesus himself did not have kids,
Yeah.
right?
What's that?
Jesus himself did not have kids.
Yes, Jesus is child free.
And Buddha had kid, but he left his family. So you take any god actually, most of the philosophers or most of the messengers, mostly, I'm not saying everyone, did not have kids.
And priests are not
Priests,
supposed
yeah,
to
priests
get married
and nuns.
and have kids.
Yeah.
So what does that say?
So
they're more godly.
Yeah,
and they don't have kids.
It
So-
actually brings you, I don't believe, but they believe, it brings you nearer to God if you don't get don't
Yes.
have own families.
And I don't know if you know this verse. It's Luke 23:29, and it said, "Blessed are the women who are childless, child-free, and who do not, suckle their children, or they don't offer the breast to their children." That's Luke 23:29.
Okay.
So did you?
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's so that's very clear cut. Blessed are the child-free
Yeah.
women.
Because you can see, right, once you don't have your own kids, you will be more helpful to everyone actually you will have more time to pray to God,
Yeah.
nearer to God, if you believe in God, actually, I'm trying to say.
And yeah, like, the more you can help animals.
Yeah.
If you don't have your own, you can help other people, you can help homeless people. But once you have your own children, those children can become homeless, they can become addicted, they can become, incarcerated. So you have to deal with their problems and their needs as opposed to society's needs. So it's a win-win to stay child-free and, become antinatalist. But another thing you can do when people do have children and it's kind of too late, and they're not going to have any more, but another thing that those people can do is do outreach. They can just, interject the word antinatalism into a conversation.
Yeah.
And just get the word out there.
Yeah.
The word needs to be normalized.
Yes.
The word needs to be a household name, a word.
Exactly, yeah.
And so we've covered a lot, and let me see what. So we've covered a lot, and this has been very enjoyable. And like I said, we just met. And do you have any last comments that you want to add?
Yeah, I think as you told, I think antinatalism needs to be spread, and whether you have kids or not, it's better if you once you believe in this philosophy, it's better to put it in your daily conversations. Don't shy away from these conversations. It's very tough, but you will create an impact.
And it's just like with anything else. Like when you were learning to walk as a baby, the more steps you take, the more comfortable, the more you get accustomed to walking. And same with anything in life, whether it's applying makeup or whether it's driving a car. The more you practice at something, the better you get. So if you're fearful of something, you need more of that action. So people who are afraid of spiders need to be acclimated to spiders. They don't need to be prevented from seeing spiders, because that just represses and encourages the fear and the phobias. So if you're afraid of doing these things, you need to do it more.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how we became, that's how we started as well.
Yes.
We were afraid our first few times. I mean, it's not comfortable.
Yes.
It's kind of embarrassing, like, to stand out there and, people may call you, oh, look at those weirdos, look at those idiots. They're wasting their time. What are you doing? You know, like those are comments that
Yes.
I get. Like, why don't you go do something with your life? You know, do something productive. But this is the most
This is the most
productive.
productive thing actually.
The most productive thing you can do in your life is to prevent another person from being born.
Yeah.
So this is most enjoyable, and so this is Mayil, and he is originally from
Chennai, India.
Chennai,
India.
and it's south of Mumbai, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's the southern part of India. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you very much.